Life brought in a national park and in any man-made natural construction is caused to this. Fertilizer. Fertilizer are chemical materials used to promote plant growth. Fertilizer is essential for every human lifestyle. This helps keeps the grass looking beautiful and the flowers to smell sweetly, also to help crops to grow healthy food. At the same time, can the same substance can be easily created into this. A dangerous explosive. Born December 9, 1868, a man named Fritz Haber created this tangible compound. His chemical knowledge came from the fact that he was the son of a well-known chemical merchant named Siegfried from Breslau. Even at school, he was highly interested in science. He did many chemistry experiments that astounded teachers and parents with use of his extensive knowledge. From 1886 to 1891, he went to the University of Berlin, where he obtained his doctorate in organic chemistry. After his studies, he went back to his father's chemical business. This sparked an interest in him in chemical technology, which then drove him to work under Professor George Lunge at the Institute of Technology at Zurich. Fritz Haber was uncertain whether to have a career in physics or chemistry. As he remained in the Department of Chemical and Fuel Technology, he had two professors, Buten and Engler, that greatly influenced him and his work later in his life. Buten was especially interested in combustion chemistry, and Carl Engler introduced him to the study of petroleum. Around the early 1900s, scientists worldwide experienced a major crisis: the decreasing towards to depletion of Chile saltpeter, also known as sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate is a nitrogen-based compound that is used to make fertilizers for crops so those crops can be made into food. With the scarcity of nitrogen-based fertilizers, the world feared that with the increase of the population, the amount of food would not meet its demands to feed people, causing a deadly starvation pandemic. Nitrogen is very abundant, making about 80% of the Earth's atmosphere. At the time, no one knew how to convert nitrogen in such a large industrial scale. Fritz Haber began to research and investigate on how to combine hydrogen with nitrogen in the atmosphere to form ammonia, the key ingredient to help feed the nutritional need of crops. With many hours of study and research, he finally cracked the code. In 1909, the Haber process was introduced. The Haber process is a nitrogen fixation of hydrogen and nitrogen over an iron catalyst with high pressure and lower temperature settings, which helps to produce ammonia. In 1910, Carl Bosch made this process into industrial size that helped Germany and the whole world fixing the starvation crisis. In 1918, Haber was received the Nobel Prize for the synthesization of ammonia, the crutch for keeping 1/3 of the Earth's population. Possibly saving people is not his only legacy, but killing people as well. He helped the use of chemical warfare in World War I. At the start of World War I, Germany was losing and they were running out of ammunition. Germany would have gotten their necessities from Chile, but they were out of reach. Germany knew they needed to find a way to make their own ammunition. German military and government begged Haber to make a new weapon to break the dreadlock of the war.
The only hope we have of survival is technology. You've saved millions of lives with your last invention. A weapon like this will save even more.
Haber discovered that by using his invention of ammonia, it can be used to create nitric acid. Nitric acid is used for explosives and ammunition necessary for the war. Without this contribution, Germany might not even have a chance. Another contribution made by Haber is the first use of chemical warfare. On April 22, 1915, the first release of chemical gas was initiated in opposing troops in Europe's France. Around 5,000 to 15,000 Allied troops were wounded or killed that day, with losses among German troops due to gas rounding the killings into hundreds. Haber was not only the inventor of chemical warfare, but he insisted on using it.
As one of our great poets said, he who would achieve much must sacrifice much.
He believed science was the answer to the enemy's defeat. Fritz Haber became a war hero in Germany. Later he was appointed the head weapons manufacturer, whose job is to create new weapons for mass killing. Out of nervous exhaustion, Fritz Haber died of a heart attack on January 30th, 1934, at the age of 65. Several years later after his death, as Hitler gradually came into power, the Nazis used poisonous gas, also known as mustard gas, that would slaughter millions. This resulted in one of the most largest genocide known to man. At the same time, the Americans would use the Haber process to make ammunition and grow food that would lead to the defeat of Germany. After news broke out that Fritz Haber received the Nobel Prize for synthesization of ammonia and all its uses, there was controversy. One side argued that he deserved to be praised and congratulated for saving people by solving the world's crisis. The other side argued that he shouldn't deserve the prize for reasons inventing objects to kill. Haber's idea played an important role in society. Ammonia, or a more common name, ammonium nitrate, is used today in fertilizers to help make beautiful parks, nice lawns, and contribute to crops around the world. Ammonium nitrate is the most effective and cheapest form of fertilizer and can be purchased in mostly any gardening store. At the same time, it can be easily used to make explosives. Ammonium nitrate mixed with fuel oil or even molasses and other substances can create a powerful blast. Was Haber a savior or a killer? He saved millions of people by the synthesization of ammonia, with the possible prevention of a starvation pandemic. At the same time, he largely contributed on inventing poisonous gas, explosives, and ammunition to help Germany, which then helped one of the most largest and devastating mass genocide in history. Whether or not if we despise or praise Haber, one would not exist without the other.